From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
What's going on, nerds, and welcome to this special episode of Nerds Doing Nerd Things. You see Rob dancing over in his little corner over there. You got Will to the right of, or the left of me, actually. But you kind of see it on your screen, everybody. We're talking about the new Disney Plus and Star Wars series, Andor. All about Cassian Andor. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to go completely spoiler heavy. So this is your warning. Because I can't hold back. Will probably can. Rob, unfortunately, is probably just going to drop all of the Star Wars knowledge that he knows about this. As he tries and breaks my character here. But before we get going, how are you guys doing? Rob, how was your day?
I just got blinded by the light.
Blinded by the light.
A little desk lamp here. Yankees light. I just got blinded by it. I've been betrayed.
Will, I heard you just raced home. How are you doing, pal?
I'm good. I don't want to go to work tomorrow, but I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat. I have 3 more work days. That's it. Just 3 more work days, and then I'm off for a week and a half because...
after tomorrow, I'll have 3 more work days.
But without further ado, I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning into this quick live stream. But also hit that like button, subscribe. We're going to be doing these hopefully weekly, but mostly probably moving towards Wednesday night because they come out Wednesday, and we want to be on the bleeping ball when it comes to bringing you your Star Wars Andor content. But let's get right into it. I got to talk about it because it's a prequel of a prequel. I told you I was going to bring that up, Rob. It's Cassian Andor, Diego Luna reprising his role, and I'm just going to get right into it. It's a spy thriller set in a very dark kind of way in the Star Wars universe. It's interesting. The first episode kind of starts with, and like I said, spoilers, it's Cassian executing somebody after outside of a bar fight. Like, straight up. You know, he accidentally kills somebody and then has the blaster and straight up murks somebody in the face.
Well, I mean, they were accosting him for money.
They were, but the guy was pleading for his life after he already killed the other dude.
Yeah, true.
Right off the bat, you see this is going to be a dark series, and going into the first episode, into the second episode, there's not much that goes on outside of more. They're not even. The Empire is there. There's no stormtroopers, no Jedi. It's really local government under the Empire looking for Cassian Andor. And it's now Andor literally, I ain't gonna get caught. I will make some deals with the devil right now. And we'll talk about how the third episode ends, but I'm actually gonna send it over to Will. What are some things that kind of pulled you in to these 3 episodes and the excitement into the 4th one now?
Honestly, learning the backstory.
Yeah, I want to.
Like, we only got Cassian in that one movie, and the movie, like, yeah, he was a main character in it, but like, movies didn't really focus on him.
No, they really focused on. I can't think of her name. I'm hoping Rob will pull it out of.
Jen Urso.
Thank you, or Will pull it out of his ass.
I was gonna say Jen.
But you're right. I'm so happy that they showed us some serious backstory, and it kind of threw me for a loop on why they were showing present time and then to this What was the planet called, Rob?
Canary.
Festix, or where he was arrested on Festix.
It's Canary. Will.
Canary is his is Andor's home planet. If we're talking about the planet he did the murder on and was on, it was Moors. Moors, and then it was a word that started with a P.
No, I'm talking about where he's from because they looked like a complete.
Yeah, where
like,
he's from is Canary.
Indigenous people. You saw them, no blasters, no nothing, face paint and blow darts.
This was one of the things that intrigued me because it's Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
There was a huge this was a mining planet that had a huge accident, and only the kids survived because they were playing in the woods.
Yeah. And I think that's why they called it inhabitable, something like that.
Uninhabitable.
Yeah, uninhabitable.
Because the as you saw the guys getting out of the crash ship, their faces had turned yellow.
No, it was like almost pure green.
Yeah.
Like a light green.
Yeah, it was almost green.
Yeah. Well, their faces were changing
gross.
color because they were getting poisoned, and so were the kids because they were outside of the forest.
Yeah.
And the forest was filtering the air. But it was fascinating to me that they did a Lord of the Flies approach to Cassian.
I know you said it was fascinating. Did you like that approach and how we're in the middle of an episode flashback? Go a little bit further. Another flashback.
I loved his background because it shows that Star Wars has a massive number of planets and anything could have happened on them. It leaves so much room for what you can do with it in the future. Here's a place that went tribal because of an accident that no one bothered to check up on for another 20 years.
So, Will, anything else you want to touch before I send it to Big Bad Rob?
Tim's a dick. Tim deserved it. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not. That was great, Rob. Get through your bullet points because there's a couple other things I'd like to mention afterwards.
I love that it's a corporate sector. It's not it doesn't have a main moff that we've seen so far because every sector has a moff. Instead, it's a corporate controlled sector. So everything in the sector, all the planets that fall under it are ruled essentially by a corporate entity under the Empire.
Yeah, because that was that guy who was going to that security meeting, right? Or is it someone else?
That was a member. The guy who was going to the security meeting was the head of corporate security, who was going to the Imperial crime report, something or other. And it's one of the reasons why we haven't seen any stormtroopers is because this is purely a corporate venture.
Yeah, they have their own like basically force, which I thought actually that was pretty cool.
Yeah, a private police force, just like the mining guilds had. And I love the planet that they're based on, a scrapper planet. You see a few of these in the Clone Wars.
There's another place you see it too, Rob. The beginning of Fallen Order, Cal is on a scrapper planet.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So I love that it is a culture based around scrapping. Like the guy in the bell tower with the hammers hitting an engine block.
Yes, I loved that so much.
Like that right there was just like, this is Star Wars, but it's new Star Wars.
Yeah. Did you guys like how dark of a turn? This is no happy, there's no jokes. There's no like humor to this. This is straight like Cassian needing to survive. Did you guys like that twist of a little older version of a Star Wars? Like for older generation like us instead of appealing to kids?
See, I don't get that vibe from Star Wars. Like, yeah, I got it a little more in the new trilogy that it was a little more geared, but in the prequel and the original trilogy, I didn't get that vibe that it was like aimed for like kids and stuff like that.
In the first movie, we see Luke's adoptive parents immolated to death.
Well, no, I mean from like the prequels on. on how they started to transition into like a younger audience.
Yeah, because Lucas was looking at the money points and saw kids were worth the money.
Yeah.
And they really whitewash all the bad stuff that comes with global, a galactic conflict.
Hmm.
But the rebellion era was defined by the darkness that was surrounding it.
Will
So
any?
I think it was on point for the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, this was perfect. The route they went with this is perfect, especially from the little bits of information we were getting about Cassian in Rogue One.
Yeah, and I think him and Jin were awesome. I know we're not gonna see Jin here, but I'm curious if we're going to see maybe her father. Rob, you mentioned possibly seeing Jar Jar because it looks like in the next episode we're going to.
To Coruscant,
Thank
and we
you.
still don't know what happened to Jar Jar other than in a book that may or may not be canon.
I actually wonder if Andor could actually, because in theory, depending on how they do the pacing and everything, they could end Andor like right with Cassian being assigned the mission to go find Jin.
I mean, like lead right into.
Yeah, where it leads right into Rogue One.
Well,
that would
they've already greenlighted a second season to this because I know everybody can change IMDb, but there are multiple people on here set for 24 episodes, and we're only getting 12 episodes in this season. So
I'm thinking that this might lead into Ahsoka.
Ooh.
Because we still don't know how Ahsoka started in the rebellion.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Andor convinces her to join up or something like that.
see,
That'd actually be cool to see that.
I thought Ahsoka was going to start right around the same time with The Mandalorian. If we're going back to right around where we kind of saw her in Rebels and that battle with Vader, that would be interesting. That'd be very interesting, but I kind of want to bring up, Star Wars is very good with closing the universe off. Everybody's related to somebody. Storylines don't branch out. They kind of close themselves in. Finally, and I mean bleeping finally, we have stuff that expands the universe. New characters outside of Cassian, but we're getting new stories that we know absolutely nobody involved. So they can literally do whatever the hell they want. There's no, oh, well, we know what happens to this character, so we have to A to B. Yeah, we know what happens to Cassian, but it looks like that's years on.
We have no idea how he even got, we didn't even know how he joined the rebellion, which is now what we're learning, what we are sort of learning from these first couple episodes.
Yeah. And what's going on, chat room? Hey, Dan, how are you? Shouldn't you be working right now? Or, oh yeah, you might be done. But what's going on, chat room? Chase, how are you? Susie and her parents are watching. Oh dear. Hi.
Oh no, I'm being judged.
Time for us to get made fun of, guys.
That's probably been happening for the last 10 minutes, to be honest with you. But no, Will, you're right. I can't wait to see where they go with this. There's so many ways, and just seeing that he's not with the Resistance yet opens up so many storylines that could possibly happen.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't he say something? So when he's talking to the gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he was doing the deal with, the guy he was doing the deal with.
I'm looking at it right now. You mean Lutheran Rel? The guy who played the professor in Thor.
Yes, thank you. You know how Cassian says to him the whole thing about owning the place.
Yeah.
That's how he got in. So doesn't he say something like that to Jin in Rogue One? Doesn't he say something like that?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Rogue One.
When he said that, it gears started turning in my brain of
So I know we're looking at the 15-minute mark. We're gonna go for a little while longer. Rob, is there anything else you want to bring up?
I love the new ship designs.
Mm.
Ooh, mhm.
How about that ship
Um,
takedown?
Oh yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
with the shuttle.
Yeah.
oh that shuttle got fucked.
Just the whole setup to that point where everyone's banging on the scrap.
Mhm.
That's just another form of their culture. Everyone knew to do that, and I have to wonder that must have been like that for centuries.
Yeah, and what
doing
his adopted mother said to the
Those lines were chilling.
yeah,
It's in the silence when something bad's going to happen. It's just like, what's going to happen next? Who dies? I wasn't expecting
couple
the shuttle
people.
pilot.
A couple people. They do the whole drive that out there, put like a brick on the accelerator, fill it with explosives. When that blows up, we are gonna go that way.
I liked how they, because when we met Maeve, we didn't really know where the part she played in. So I love that they tied that into the Canary flashbacks, where it's like she's the one who took him off of Canary.
And I love that where he was hiding the important stuff was the ship that he was saved on.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was
that's why he wouldn't say where he got it.
That was a pretty cool, because I didn't put two and two together because I thought we were looking at two different points in the same time until we started seeing her retrieving him, and then how the ship is the same. That's where A and B finally mixed together and actually got C. But I'm excited to see where they go with this. Pretty much endless possibilities. I'm happy how they did it. I'm very happy how Star Wars and Disney did it. If they would have just given us that first episode, I don't know if I would have stuck around. Because outside of the first 5 minutes, it's all set up. And episode 2 is literally all set up. I'm excited to see where we're going to see these Empire policemen, I'd call them, because they're not really stormtroopers.
They're
I would say corporate policemen.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where they go with that, because you have somebody who wants to straight and narrow. But it looks like he's gun shy with that straight and narrow. Like he's very green, hasn't seen nothing. So they pair him up with a group that has seen some shit. And his face when that car blows up was, did we just get into Nam?
Yeah, now it becomes real.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't want like any of this to happen. He just like the accident happened. He thought I honestly would have seen it with how corrupt the one guard was. Those two guys were. I wouldn't be surprised if Cassian went with them, he didn't just be like, oh yeah, he murdered him in cold blood instead of telling what really happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt bad for that dude because he saw, I would assume his girlfriend literally handcuffed to a wall and blood coming down her face, so he just wanted to check up on her even though he was being told to stop.
Two different things, my dude.
Huh?
I'm talking about Cassian's murder in the beginning.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the...
No, Tim deserved it.
Wow. I get he gave Cassian up and everything, but I don't think he deserves to die like that. He still cares about her.
He ratted out a scrap.
Yeah.
There's no other greater sin.
Shit. All right. Check that off of Will. All right.
Scrappers scrap together.
Do not.
Yeah, I mean, look at Fallen Order, which has a similar thing like that. That Cal gets revealed as a Jedi, and his scrapper friend is literally like, I ain't seen shit.
Yeah. Oh, well, he still ends up dead.
Yeah, but that's not fully Cal's fault.
Yeah, it's ingrained cultural loyalty, which is something you can't train. You can't propagandize. That's them sitting on one place for 100 years and deciding, I'll fight a galaxy for this dude next to me. And that guy broke the code.
Yeah, he definitely broke the code. But Will, kind of let us in. What are your actual, like, full encompassing thoughts of episodes 1 through 3? I kind of wish they had episode names, but no, it's just episode 1, episode 2, and episode
No,
3.
I think they actually I think they had names.
No, they didn't.
They had names, dude.
I had episode 1, episode 2, episode 3.
When I went to watch it, they had names.
Don't tell me I was wrong. Or
Or
maybe because I downloaded them onto my phone, they gave me episode 1, 2, and 3.
That could be it. Honestly,
Kassa, that would be me reckoning.
Oh.
can I just tell you that? Okay, so another show kind of did this level of formula, and I'm hoping that Disney Plus keeps this up with Andor. Where have any of you heard of the Netflix series Arcane?
No.
Okay, so it's a League of Legends series that was made to basically tell the story of Piltover, which is Rob will jump up and down his seats because one of the major players in that is a Yordle.
He's so adorable. I want to pet him and kick one.
How they did it was they did it in acts. They did the season in acts. It was 12 episodes as well, but they did it in 3-episode acts every week. Instead of just releasing one episode, they released the 3 episodes. So I'm kind of hoping, I kind of want them to do this same method because it really worked for these 3 episodes of Cassian. Or Andor, I should say, because the show is called Andor.
If they do that, why don't just make 3-hour episodes?
Because some people can't watch the whole thing at one time. It's easier to divide it into episodes like that.
Yeah.
You remember the saga of us watching the Snyder cut?
Oh God.
Yeah, like
that was fun.
Oh, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, but it was like
It was a commitment.
It definitely was. We
why,
pretty much gave away a Saturday just to watch that.
If you can't fully commit to, like, for example, if you can't fully commit to watching it all at one time, then you can watch it in parts and
Easily
not feel
digest
like you're in the
Yeah.
middle of it. You have a form of completion.
So, Rob, same question that I asked Will. Give us like your full thoughts of 1 to 3.
I love this because it's setting up a Rebel saga like they did in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah.
The path of a Rebel agent. And I want to see the progression of where a specialist goes through the ranks of the rebellion. Because Cassian at the end there was the second hand of a high-ranking member of the rebellion. To the point where he was able to pull together a whole ass squad with fighter support.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to see that journey.
I mainly want to see his train. Like, I want to see the missions Andor ends up going on, but I really want to see the training.
Yeah, that'd be cool to watch. But speaking of cool stuff to watch, and I know I just talked about branching out and starting new stories, but where it's set, there's a chance, you could see a Leia, somebody, reprise Leia's role, or even an early Han role.
Well, we already have the early Han role, so they could, if they wanted Han to show up for any reason, they could just use the actor from Solo.
Yeah, and he did a good job, even though the movie was to me.
Leia, I think, would be a little hard to do and would be treading on some iffy territory, just because of Carrie Fisher and all that.
Yeah.
So
We could get Bale and his wife from Obi-Wan.
Actually, that would be cool. That would be cool to see.
Well, I'm game for whatever they go. They got me hooked after the 3 episodes. Sounds like they've got you guys waiting for Wednesdays now.
We're definitely going to see Mon Mothma.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good. That's going to be a little bit of a throwback for me. But all right, we're going to close up shop with that. That is our 1, 2, 3 of Andor episodes. A little bit of a spoiler review. We kind of talked about everything. Rob, where could people find you?
Not many places. Not doing particularly much.
Well, you're hanging out with us.
I'll be moving some furniture tomorrow.
Oh, well, there goes your back.
Yeah.
Well, where could people find you, pal?
Having D&D.
Oh boy, that'll be fun. Try not to die. But you could find me, actually, I'll let you, Rob Paulson, tell you. So, here you go.
Hey, you guys, this is 625 here from Lilo and Stitch. Some people think of me as AJ Coppola. I don't care. Just follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, Twitch at NDTA Jalistar 15, and Xbox and PSN at AJ All-Star 15. I should have said AJ All-Star, but I'm a sandwich maker. What the hell do I know? Do yourself a favor. Go get yourself a hot fudge marshmallow tuna fish and ham sandwich. All right? Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
All right, everybody, that was our Andor episode. Meet us next Wednesday for when we talk about episode 4, maybe 5, and maybe 6, because if they drop more at once, which I would absolutely love them to do because it's more content for us to talk about, but definitely next Wednesday we'll be talking about episode 4 when they head over to Coruscant. So right here on Nerds Doing Nerd Things, the YouTube page. We'll see you then, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.